Microsoft Power BI, lab number 3. In this lab, we are going to describe the DAX language. There are the two ways in working with the Microsoft Power BI for data modeling. One of the way is you can use the data modeling by query editor. So lab 2 was comprised on data modeling using query editor. Lab 3 comprised on the same data modeling options by a separate language which is known as DAX. So in this lab, all of the options that we are going to describe are based on the DAX functions. Calculations in Power BI data models are written using a simple language named as DAX. DAX stands for Data Analysis Expressions. It is a language developed by Microsoft to interact with the data in the variety of their platforms like Power BI, Power Pivot, and SSAS, a tabular model. I define SSAS is a part of Microsoft SQL Server. The same language DAX can be used with the SSAS. It is designed to be simple and easy to learn while exposing the power and the flexibility of the tabular models. In a way, you can compare it with the Excel formulas using DAX will truly unleash the capabilities of Microsoft Power BI. So a formula language which nearly contains about 300 formulas to extend the data modeling in BI. The DAX is based on Excel-like formulas. These formulas are quite simple. The ready-made built-in functions are available. Lots of functions are available to modify the data, to transform the data into the different levels and versions. The first segment is concatenating columns. Concatenating means it is a term generally used in text editing. Concatenation means joining the two strings each other. So concatenating the column means the joining the two columns and creating a new column. So we can create a new column by query editor, but now we are going to define a new column with the help of DAX. So we have to apply a DAX function. There are the several possibilities. You have to type the name of the column and press equal to sign. Then a square bracket you have to press. The square brackets indicate that the name of the fields will appear. So I'm showing you in the Power BI desktop how to implement and concatenate the two columns. This is car sales data with the data model from chapter number 11, PBIX file. You have to move to the data view. That is the data view. This is the report view. This is the relationship view. So whatever that you want to apply to the formulas using the DAX language, that you have to implement in the data view. So in the data view, you have to click the home ribbon. From the home ribbon, new column. This is the option new measure. This is quick measure, new column, new table. So you can add the new table here. You can add the new column here. So I click the new column button. And this is the formula bar. Now this is first time I am writing something in the formula bar. The new column is there. I want to concatenate the two existing column. What two column I want to exist, I will show it. So the new column, you can change the new column name, but I will change the new column name after setting some field. To choose a make field. How can you choose a make field here? With the square bracket. Start with a square bracket. When you press the square bracket in the formula bar, you will have all of the fields available in this table. From this table, you have to click the make field that is there. Now you have to type concatenation. Concatenation can be done with the help of ampersand sign, and double quote should be there because I want to keep a space. So if you want to keep a space among the two columns, so you have to put in the double quotes a blank space. This is again a sign of concatenation. And the next column that I want to concatenate with the make column is the model column. So we have again to click the square bracket left button, and the next field to be selected is the model. This is the model. So make and model. So these are the two fields. Whatever you want to see in between these two concatenations, you can specify here within the double quotes. I just want to keep space. So that is why one space I placed there. At least one space I placed there. Now, after selecting the fields, you can rename the column. This is the column which I want to change the vehicle. This is the column name that. When I press the enter here, the new edit column, this is the column which is newly added, but the contents are not available right now because I have not executed this formula. By pressing this and by pressing the enter key, this formula will be executed, and you can see the changes what will be occur in the next column. The name of the column is immediately be changed. The name of the column is now vehicle, and the make is Rolls Royce. This is the make, and the model is silver syrup. This is the model. So make and model both are joined into the one column, and that is a new column which is added into the table, and the name of the new column is vehicle. This is not a query editor. We have not to update anything. We have not to remove anything. We have not to close the query editor. This is added into my PBIX file in this table. This is the table in which we are working. The name of the table is the stock table. So this is the way of working with the DAX. The DAX is the language which allow us to implement the data modeling using formulas or the functions. On this slide, you can see the rules which you should remember to write down the formula in DAX. The columns are added to the right of the existing columns. You cannot move them elsewhere in the table. This is the first condition. All functions begins with the equal to sign as it is the requirement in Microsoft Excel. Reference is always made to the column, not to the cell. This is a very important condition. If you want to, as you can specify a cell reference in Microsoft Excel, but we can't do it in DAX. So in DAX, you have to reference only the column. Individual values cannot be directly referred, or individual cells cannot be accessed using any of the formula of the DAX language. If you want to use any single entries, that are the measures. Measures are basically the single entries. Suppose the sum of all sales values are recorded in a measure, then that is a single value that can be accessed or modified. Column names are always be enclosed in the square brackets because square brackets refer the available columns into the table. You can nest the calculation in parentheses. Suppose if you want to specify a function that involves another function to compute, so you can nest the functions by parenthesis options. Now this nesting process can be represented with the help of the following function or the formula. Suppose we have a formula which is related with the costs. The variable cost, suppose the variable cost is a column, you can specify the cost column with the square brackets. When you press this left square bracket, all the field will be represented. You have to select the cost field. Suppose this cost field is is in the format of strings. So strings cannot be summed. I want to sum it, but we cannot sum a string field. So I have to convert this field into by using a value function. So what the value function does? Value function will convert this cost field into number. So this is the value function, and a value function, then I have to sum all the cost values. So we have to use another function, that is the sum function. So nesting process, you can see here the value function is completely embedded within the sum function, and it is equal to, and the new column name you have to specify, or a new measure you can specify. Measure is a single value. So because this is a single value, so you can store it into the new measure. So this is the way of writing the formula in DAX. All the functions in DAX are represented with the help of the capital letters. So these functions, sum function and the value function, what value function do? Value function can convert the data, which is a numeric data, but is stored in the string format. So it will convert the string data into the values, or means numbers, and then that numbers will be summed, and the total of the cost will be stored in a new measure. So this is the way of writing a nested function into the DAX. Next element is tweaking text. That means we have text data in a column, and we want to extract the few characters from that column or from that text. So we have a client column into the same data file or same table, and we want to specify the town name with the shortened versions. Town name is a long name, is a complete name, or the whole name of the town. We want to create the acronyms for town by just extracting the first three characters from the column town. So how this function will be write down. So you have a town abbreviation. This is the new column name, and it is equal to the left function is a string function. You can use this left function for extracting the left side characters from a string. In the bracket, you have to specify clients town, comma 3. What is client? Client is the name of the table. What is town? Town is the field or the column. So the town column from the client's field or the client table, the first three characters. How many characters you want to extract? You have to specify it in numbers. Suppose I want to extract the 5 characters, so you should specify the 5 here. So the left function will extract the leftmost 3 characters from the town field and store in a new column. That column is the town abbreviation. To implement the tweaking text, you have to ensure that you are in the data view and click the stock table, because I want to tweak the text from the stock table. Click on the home ribbon. From the home ribbon, you have to click on the new column, new column. The new column name, you can change the new column name, but before that, I am using the function left. When I press LE, you can see the list of functions. Just double click on left, which is appearing there. And here you have to specify the town column. So the town column is in the client table. We are standing in the stock table, but the town column is in the client table. So you have to specify here as client as a column name. and town. You have to specify the bracket and the town, but this is not mentioning the client table. So you have to use another function which is a related function, because these two tables are related by some relationships. So this is not indicating that you have to specify a function, related function, because that table is the related with the stock table. The related client, and with the bracket you have to specify the name of column. Instead of the word related, you have to specify the word related column, related table. The related table means you have to extract a field from another table which is related to the stock table. So now we have to specify the client table here. This is mentioning. And from the client table, we have to specify a field. So just press the left square button. The field name is town. And we have to specify 3 characters. And close. You can see the town abbreviations here, UTT, LON, BIR, all of the town abbreviations, 3 letter characters will be, 3 characters are extracted from the town field, and you can have that column here. You can see the different text mining function here in this slide. The left function, the left characters specified by this number can be extracted. Similar function is available for the right. If you want to extract some 12 characters from the right side in the invoice number column, so these 12 characters will be extracted. Even you can have from the middle text from the column. So if you want to extract the text from the mid, so starting position you have to specify, and how many characters you can extract it from that. The 4 characters from the 10th position can be extracted from the invoice number column. Similarly, we have 2 more functions that can convert the upper or lower case. If we want to convert the all letters in a field with the uppercase, you can use this function. It has only 1 parameter, that is the field name. It has 3 parameter. One is uh, the field from where you want to extract the characters, from the starting position, and how many characters you want to extract. So these are the text mining function. Instead of these function, we can have one more function which is named as a concatenation. So concatenation is an operator, not a function. So we can use this as a concatenation, as I already defined the field name and spaces I concatenated, and the another field name, field 2. The field 1 can be concatenated with the field 2. There is a space in between the 2, and the new column can be specified. So this is the function which is used for string concatenation. The string processing is an important part, and in string processing we can modify the data by using these. Other text processing or the text mining functions are trim, that can remove the leading and trailing spaces from the address one. Suppose we have some leading spaces and some trailing spaces, trim function can remove them. Length function can determine how many characters are there in address field. So if you want to compute the number of characters in the address field, so you can use the len function. You can use the find function for finding the text, one text into the another. Suppose I want to search car. I want to search car in the client name table, in the client name column of the client table. So this will be the find function. Similarly, we have another function, which is search function, which is just similar as a find function. Um, the next version of the find is the replace. The word substitute. Substitute client car will be substituted with the vehicle. This is basically the find and replace function. And value function, already I defined the value function. The value function will convert a string. Suppose a number 15 is stored in the form of a string, and I want to find a value of that. The value can be determined with the help of the value function and specifying this. Fixed can be used for removing the number of decimal places. So that will be two elements, two decimal places will retain, and the remaining will be truncated. So these are the different string functions. Calculations can also be done using DAX functions, DAX operators. The math operators are plus, minus, slash for division, and product, multiplication, and this is power. Suppose I want to calculate the spare part plus labor cost. So that is the two columns are added and a new column is constructed and created with the sum of the values of these two. The cost price, spare part cost is subtracted from the spare cost price. Then the result will be stored in a new column. We can divide the cost price by the spare price. We can multiply the cost price by 1.5 if the 50% prices increases. If we can calculate the square of the cost price by using this expression. So DAX gives us an opportunity to calculate some columns. Simple calculations can be done, and I am going to demonstrate the simple calculation here. In the stock table, we have two fields. One is the cost price and spare parts price and the labor cost. So I want to add spare part price with the labor cost, and the sum of these two I want to subtract it from the cost price, so that we have a new variable which is called a direct cost. So direct cost is a new column in which I want to calculate the difference of the cost price from the sum of spare part and the labor cost. So click on the data view. From the data view, you have to specify the stock table because you have to work in the stock table for that. So click on the stock table. The data of the stock table is represented with the help of this data view. Now in the home tab, click on the new column. A new column, a formula is inserted. The name of the new column is the direct cost. So you have to change it. Direct cost is equal to, and you have to specify the field cost price. This is the cost price minus the sum of the two other fields are what? Spare parts. Spare parts plus the labor cost. This is the labor cost. So what will be in this formula? In this formula, cost price is there, and spare part or labor cost will be added. The sum of these two will be subtracted from the cost price, and the direct cost will be calculated. A new column will be shown in the output. The direct cost, a new column will be added here. In this new column, we have the new field and the values are calculated according to the formula. We can apply the calculation across the table. Suppose I want to subtract the stock table direct cost from the invoice table sale price. So this is in the stock table, this is in the invoice table. That two tables should be related to each other. And want to calculate a new column, the gross margin, and the gross margin is to be stored into the invoice lines table. The invoice lines table contains the sale price field and it will contain the new column, which is the gross margin field. Now click the data view and invoice line table. This is the invoice line table. The data of invoice line table is represented here. And then we have to click on the home ribbon and add new column. From this new column, we have to square bracket. From the square bracket, the sale price minus, and from the related table, which is a stock table, and I have to specify stock table here. And from the stock table, I need the direct cost variable. So this is the direct cost variable of stock table. I have to complete the formula. And before and pressing the enter, we have to change the name of the column. The new column name is gross margin. The gross margin can be calculated by sale price minus the direct cost. So you can see the different entries of the gross margin column in the invoice line table. Now we want to count the number of rows in one table and which is related to the another table. So we have to use two functions. One is the count rows function and another one is the related table function. These two functions are used to calculate the number of clients from the different countries in a client table. So in a client table, we have in the countries table we have name of the countries like this countries. The name of the country, suppose Pakistan. And in a client table, we have multiple clients from the Pakistan, and we want to sum the one numeric field for all the clients related with the, and this count, how many customers belong to the country Pakistan, this count will be reflected here in this table, countries table. Suppose the another country is the US, and how many clients are related in the client table that relates to the US, the number count will be calculated and will be stored here. So this is to be done with the help of these two functions. Now click on the data view and select the countries table. Countries table. Client table, invoice line table, stock table. I minimize all the tables, but I have to stay at the countries table because there are the 6 entries in this country table. Now I want to calculate the total number of clients related to the each country. So that can be calculated with the help of count rows function. Now click home Add new column, new column. And we have to specify the formula country, clients per country, or the number of clients per country, the name of the column. Clients per country. Yeah, in each country. And here we have to use the count rows function. Count rows function. This is the function count rows. Double click on it. And we have to specify the name of the field from where we have to count it. So we have to count it from the clients table. So we have to use a function related table. Related table, count rows, related table. And from which table we want to count them is the client table. Press enter. Now there are only 11 clients from the UK, from France only 4 clients, USA 11 clients, and 3 clients from Switzerland. You can see the output of the count rows function. The country table is reflected here on the left side, but the function which we type there, clients per country, count rows, related table, client, this is the function which we have implemented, and the output is shown here. This is the end of video 1 for lab 3. We will continue the remaining part in the next video.